Shalom. I'll wait for a couple more people to come in. I'm not gonna wait too long though, because I know people don't really like reading. These rooms don't really be packed like that. I'm gonna give one more minute and start. All right, Psalm 51. When Nathan the prophet came to him, when he came to Bathsheba, show me favor, O Elohim, according to your kindness, according to your vast compassion, erase my transgressions. Abundantly cleanse me from my iniquity, and from my sin purify me. For I recognize my transgressions, and my sin is before me always. Against you alone did I sin, and that which is evil in your eyes did I do. Therefore you are justified when you speak, and faultless when you judge. Behold, in iniquity was I fashioned, and in sin did my mother conceive me. Behold, the truth which you desire is in the concealed parts, and in the cover part is the wisdom that you teach me. Purge me with sin with hyssop, and I shall be pure. Cleanse me, and I shall not wither. I shall be whiter than snow. Make me hear joy and gladness. May the bones that you crushed exult. Hide your face from my sins and erase all my iniquities. Create a pure heart for me, O Elohim, and a steadfast spirit renew within me. Cast me not away from your presence, and take not your Holy Spirit from me. Restore to me the joy of your salvation, and with a generous spirit sustain me. I will teach transgressors your ways, and sinners will return to you. Rescue me from blood guilt, O Elohim, Elohim of my salvation. Let my tongue sing joyously of your righteousness. O Adonai, open my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. For you do not desire sacrifice, else I will give it. A burnt offering you do not want. The sacrifices Elohim desires are a broken spirit, a heart broken and humble. O Elohim, you will not despise. Do good and favor with unto Zion. Build the walls of Jerusalem. Then you will desire the offerings of righteousness, burnt offering and whole offering. Then will bulls go up upon your altar. 52. When Doeg the Edomite came and informed Saul and said to him, David, come to the house of Ahimelech. Why do you pride yourself with evil, O mighty warrior? The kindness of Elohim is all day long. Your tongue devises treachery like a sharpened razor that works deceit. You loved evil more than good, falsehood more than speaking righteousness, Salah. You have loved all devouring words, a tongue of deceit. Likewise, Elohim will shatter you for eternity. He will break you and tear you from the tent and uproot you from the land of life, Salah. The righteous will see and be awed, and they will laugh at him. Behold the man who did not make Elohim a stronghold, but he trusted in his abundance of wealth. He drew strength from his treachery. But I am like an ever-fresh olive tree in the house of Elohim. I trust in the kindness of Elohim forever and ever. I will thank you forever because you have done, and in your presence of your devout ones I will hope to your name, for it is good. 53. The degraded one says in his heart, there is no Elohim. They have acted corruptly and despicably with iniquity. There is no doer of good. From heaven, Elohim gazed down upon mankind to see if there exists a reflective person who seeks out Elohim. Everyone is dross. Together they have become depraved. There is no doer of good. There is not even one. Do they not realize those evildoers who devour my people as they would devour bread, who do not call upon Elohim, that they will be stricken with terror, a terror such as never was, for Elohim scatters the bones of those encamped against you. You shame them, for Elohim has rejected them. Oh, that out of Zion will come Yasharal's salvation. When Elohim restores the captivity of his people, Jacob will exult. Yasharal will be glad. 54. When the Ziphites came and said to Saul, is not David in hiding among us? O Elohim, by your name save me, and by your might vindicate me. O Elohim, hear my prayer. Give ear to the utterances of my mouth. For strangers have risen up against me, and oppressors have sought my soul. They have not set Elohim before themselves. Salah. Behold, Elohim is my helper. The Adonai is with the supporters of my soul. May he repay the evil to my watchful enemies, and your truth cut them down. With a freewill offering I will sacrifice to you. I will thank your name, Yahweh, for it is good. For from every distress he has rescued me, and upon my foes my eye has looked. 55. Listen, O Elohim, to my prayer. Do not disregard my pleas. Pay heed to me and answer me. I lament as I speak, and I moan, because of the shout of the foe, on account of all the oppression of the wicked. For they accuse me of evil and hate me with passion. My heart shudders within me, and the terrors of death have befallen me. Fear and trembling penetrate me, and I am overcome with horror. Then I said, oh, that I had a wing like the dove. I will fly off and find rest. Behold, I will wander afar. I will dwell in the wilderness, Salah. I would speedily obtain deliverance for myself from violent wind, from tempest. Consume, O Adonai, and confuse their tongue, for I have seen violence and strife in the city. Day and night they encircle it upon its walls. Iniquity and mischief are within it. Treachery is within it. Never leaving its square are fraud and deception. For it is not my foe who reviles me, that I could endure. It is not my enemy who has magnified himself against me that I could hide from him. But it is you, a man of my measure, my God, and my intimate friend. Together we will take sweet counsel in the house of Elohim. We will walk in company. May he incite death against them. May they descend to the grave alive. For evil is in their dwelling within them. As for me, I shall call unto Elohim, and Yahweh will save me. Evening, morning, and noon I supplicate and moan, and he has heard my voice. He redeemed my soul in peace from battles against me, for with many they were against me. May Elohim hear and humble them. He who is enthroned from days of old, Salah, those in whom there is no change, and they fear not Elohim. He stretched out his hand against those who are at peace with him. He profaned his covenant. Smooth were the buttery words of his mouth, but his heart was at war. His words were softer than oil, yet they were curses. Cast upon Yahweh your burden, and he will sustain you. He will never allow the faltering of the righteous. And you, O Elohim, you will lower them into the well of destruction. Men of bloodshed and deceit shall not live out half their days. But as for me, I will trust in you. 56. Show me favor, O Elohim, for men yearn to swallow me all the day. Warlike, they oppress me. Each day, my watchful foes yearn to swallow me, for many battle me, O Most High. On the day that I fear, I trust in you. In Elohim, I will praise his word. In Elohim, I have trusted. I shall not fear. What can mortal flesh do to me? All the day they make my words sorrowful. About me, all their thoughts are for evil. They assemble. They lie in ambush. They watch my every step as they anticipate my life. Despite iniquity, escape has been theirs. Cast the peoples down in anger, O Elohim. You yourself have counted my wanderings. Place my tears in your flask. Are they not in your record? Then my foes will retreat on the day I cry out. This I know, that Elohim is with me. In Elohim I will praise the word. In Yahweh I will praise the word. In Elohim I have trusted, I shall not fear. What can man do to me? Upon me, O Elohim, on my vows unto you, I shall render thanksgiving offerings to you. For you rescued my soul from death, even my feet from stumbling, to walk before Elohim in the light of life. Shalom and Alet. 57 right now. A plea to be spared from destruction by David when he fled from Saul. Favor me, O Elohim, favor me, for in you has my soul taken refuge, and in the shelter of your wings I shall take refuge until devastation shall pass. I will call upon Elohim Most High, to the Elohim who fulfills for me. He will dispatch from heaven and save me from the disgrace of the one who yearns to swallow me. Salah. Elohim will dispatch his mercy and his truth. My soul is among lions. I lie with men who are aflame, people whose teeth are spears and arrows, and whose tongue is a sharp sword. Be exalted above the heavens, O Elohim. Above all the earth be your glory. They prepared a snare for my footsteps. My soul is bent over. They dug a pit before me. They fell into it. Salah. My heart is steadfast, O Elohim. My heart is steadfast. I will sing and I will make music. Awake, my soul. Awake, O salt in her heart. I shall awake in the dawn. I will thank you among the peoples, O Elanah. I will sing to you among the regimes. For great until the very heavens is your kindness, and until the upper heights is your truth. Be exalted above the heavens, O Elohim. Above all the earth be your glory. 58. A plea to be spared from destruction by David. Is there indeed silence when you should be speaking righteousness? When you should be judging people with fairness? Even in your heart you do wrongs. You weigh out the violence of your hands in the land. The wicked are estranged from the womb. The speakers of falsehood went astray from birth. They have venom like the venom of a snake, like a deaf viper that closes its ear, so as to not hearken to the voice of charmers, of the most skillful caster of spells. O Elohim, smash their teeth in their mouth. Shatter the molars of the young lions, O Yahweh. May they melt like water that flows away. When each one draws his arrows, may they be as if crumbled to pieces, like the snail that melts and slithers away, like a stillbirth or a mole who did not see the sun. Before your tender briars develop into hardened thorns, with vigor, with wrath, he will stormily sweep them away. The righteous one will rejoice when he sees vengeance. He shall bathe in his feet in the blood of the wicked one. And mankind shall say, there is indeed fruit for the righteous. There is indeed an Elohim who judges in the land. 59. Plea to be spared from destruction by David, when Saul dispatched and they guarded the house to kill him. Rescue me from my foes, O my Elohim, over those who rise against me, raise me high. Rescue me from evildoers, and from bloodthirsty men save me. For behold, they lie in ambush for my soul. Brazen ones gather around me, not for my transgression and not for my sin, O Yahweh. Without iniquity, they run and prepare. Awaken yourself towards me and see. And you, Yahweh, Elohim, Master of Legions, Elohim of Yasharal, arouse yourself to remember all the nations. Do not show favor to any faithless men of violence. Salah. They return towards evening, they howl like the dog, and they go round about the city. Behold, they spew with their mouths, swords are in their lips, for they say, who listens? But you, Yahweh, you will laugh at them. You will mock all nations. In the face of his power, for you do I wait. For Elohim is my stronghold. The Elohim of my kindness will anticipate me. Elohim will show me what will befall my watchful foes. Do not slay them, lest my people forget by your might. Make them wander and cast them down. O our shield, O Adonai, because of the sin of their mouth, the word of their lips, and may they be ensnared by their own arrogance, and because of the curse and falsehood that they recount. Destroy in wrath, destroy until they are no more. And then men shall know that Elohim rules in Jacob, to the ends of the earth. Salah. May they return towards evening, and howl like the dog, going around the city. They will wander about to eat, without being sated they will sleep. But I will sing of your might, and rejoice towards morning in your kindness. For you have been a stronghold to me, and a refuge in the day of my distress. My power, to you shall I sing, for Elohim is my stronghold, the Elohim of my kindness. Chapter 60. When he made war against Aram, Naharaim, and Aram, Sobah, and Joab returned and smote Edom in the valley of Salt, 12,000 men. O Elohim, you forsook us, you breached us, you were angry with us, O restore us. You have made the land quake, you have cleft it, heal its fragments for it taught us. You have shown your nation harshness, you made us drink wine of bewilderment. To those who fear you, you gave a banner to be raised high for truth's sake, Salah, so that your beloved ones may be released. Say with your right hand and answer me. Elohim spoke through his Holy One, so that I would exult. I would divide Shechem and measure out the valley of Succoth. Mine is Gilead, and mine is Manasseh, and Ephraim is the stronghold of my head. Judah is my lawgiver. Moab is my wash basin. Upon Edom I will cast my shoe. Philistia, will you shout triumphantly over me? Who will bring me to the fortified city? Who has led me unto Edom? Is it not you, O Elohim, who has until now forsaken us? And you do not go forth, O Elohim, with our legions? Give us help against the oppressor. Human salvation is futile. Through Elohim we shall act valiantly, and he will trample our oppressors. 61. Hear, O Elohim, my cry. Listen to my prayer. From the end of the land I will call unto you. When my heart grows faint, lead me to a rock that is too high for me to climb alone. For you have been a refuge for me, a tower of strength in the face of the enemy. May I dwell in your tent forever. May I take refuge in the shelter of your wings. Salah. For you, O Elohim, have heard my vows. You have granted the inheritance of those who fear your name. May you add days unto the days of the king. May his years be like all generations. May he sit forever before Elohim. Appoint kindness and truth, that they may preserve him. Thus shall I praise your name forever, to fulfill my vows day after day. 62. A song by David. For Elohim alone my soul waits silently. From him comes my salvation. He alone is my rock and my salvation, my stronghold. I shall not falter greatly. Until when will you plot treacherously against a man? May you all be slain like a leaning wall, a toppled fence. Only because of his loftiness have they plotted to topple him. They delight in deceit. With his mouth each one blesses, but inwardly they curse. Salah. For Elohim alone Wait silently, my soul, because my hope is from him. He alone is my rock and my salvation, my stronghold. I shall not falter. Upon Elohim rests my salvation and my glory. The rock of my strength, my refuge is in Elohim. Trust in him at every moment. O people, pour out your hearts before him. Elohim is a refuge for us. Salah. Common people are but vanity. Distinguished people are but deceit. Were they to be lifted up on the scales, together they will be lighter than vanity. Trust not in oppression, and in robbery place not vain hope. Though wealth flourishes, set not your heart on it. One thing has Elohim spoken, these two have I heard, that strength belongs to Elohim, and yours, Adonai, is kindness, for you repay each man according to his deeds. 63. O Elohim, you are my Elohim. I seek you. My soul thirsts for you. My flesh longs for you, in a parched and thirsty land with no water. Thus to have beheld you in the sanctuary, to see your might and your glory. For your kindness is better than life. My lips shall praise you. Thus shall I bless you all my life. In your name I shall lift my hands. It is as if my desire is sated with fat and abundance, when my mouth gives praise with joyous language. When I remember you upon my couch, in night watches I meditate upon you. For you have been a help for me. In the shelter of your wings I joyously sing. My soul cleaves after you. Your right arm has supported me. But they seek my soul for destruction. May they come to the depths of the earth. The enemies shall drag each one by the sword. The portion of foxes shall they be. The king shall rejoice in Elohim. Glorified will be everyone who swears by him, when the mouth of the liars will be stopped. 64. Hear, O Elohim, my voice in the prayer. From the dread of the foe, preserve my life. Hide me from the counsel of the wicked, from the assembly of evildoers, who have sharpened their tongue like a sword and drawn their arrow, a bitter word, to shoot in stealth at the innocent. Suddenly they shoot him and they are unafraid. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They speak in order to conceal snares. They say, who will see them? They search out pretexts. They have contemplated a diligent search and every inner thought of man and deep counsel. Then Elohim shot at them. Their wounds were like a sudden arrow. Their own tongue made them stumble. All who see them will shudder. Then all men came to fear, and they declared the work of Elohim, and they comprehended his deed. The righteous one will rejoice in Yahweh and take refuge in him, and all who are upright in heart will be glorified. 65. A song by David. To you silence is praise, O Elohim and Zion, and unto you shall the vow be fulfilled, O heater of prayer. Unto you does all flesh come. Matters of iniquities have overwhelmed me. Our transgressions you will pardon them. Praises to the one whom you choose, and draw near to dwell in your courts. May we be sated with the goodness of your house, the holiest part of your sanctuary. With awesome deeds and righteousness you will answer us, O Elohim of our salvation, O security of all who inhabit the ends of the earth, and those far off at sea, who sets mountains with his strength, who is girded with might, who calms the roars of the sea, the roar of their waves, and the multitude of regimes. Inhabitants of the furthest ends are all by your signs. With the outgoings of morning and evening you cause joyful praise. You paid heed to the earth and watered it. You enriched it abundantly from Elohim's stream with water. You prepare their grain, for thus do you prepare it. To abundantly water its ridges, settle its furrows, with showers you soften it. You bless its growth. You crown the year of your goodness, and your paths drip with abundance. They drip onto desert pastures, and the hills gird themselves with joy. The meadows don sheep, and the valleys cloak themselves with fodder. They shout joyfully. They even sing. 66. Shout joyfully to Elohim, all the earth. Sing the glory of his name. Make glorious his praise. Say unto Elohim, how awesome are your works. Because of your abundant power, your enemies will lie to you. All the earth will bow to you, and they will sing to you. They will sing to your name, Salah. Go and see the works of Elohim. He is awesome indeed toward mankind. He changed the sea into dry land. They passed through the river on foot. There we rejoiced in him. He rules in his might forever. His eyes oversee the nations. Let not the rebellious exalt themselves. Salah. Bless our Elohim, O peoples, and make heard the sound of his praise. He who set our soul in life and did not allow our foot to falter. For you examined us, O Elohim. You refined us as if refined in silver. You brought us into the prison. You placed restraint upon our loins. You mounted a mortal over our head. We entered fire and water, and you brought us out into abundance. I will enter your house with burnt offerings. I will fulfill you my vows, that my lips uttered and my mouth spoke in my distress. Burnt offerings of fat animals will I offer up to you. With the smoke of rams, I will prepare cattle with goats. Salah. Go, all you who fear Yahweh Elohim, and hearken, so that I may relate what he did for my soul. Unto him my mouth called, and his exaltation was under my tongue. Had I perceived iniquity in my heart, Adonai would not have listened. In truth, Elohim has heard. He has hearkened to the sound of my prayer. Blessed is Elohim, who has not turned away from my prayer, who has not turned away my prayer or his loving kindness from me. 67. Shalom, Zayah. May Elohim favor us and bless us. May he illuminate his countenance with us, Salah, to make known your way on earth, among all nations your salvation. The peoples will acknowledge you, O Elohim. The peoples will acknowledge you, all of them. Regimes will be glad and sing for joy, because you will judge the people fairly and guide with fairness the regimes of the earth, Salah. The peoples will acknowledge you, O Elohim. The peoples will acknowledge you, all of them. The earth will then have yielded its produce. May Elohim, our Elohim, bless us. May Elohim bless us, and may all the ends of the earth fear him. 68. May Elohim arise. Let his enemies be scattered, and his foes will flee from before him. As smoke is dispersed, so disperse them. As wax melts before fire, so may the wicked perish from before Elohim, and the righteous will be glad. They will exalt before Elohim. They will rejoice with gladness. Sing to Elohim. Make music to his name. Extol he who rides upon the highest heavens. With his name, Yah, and exalt before him. Father of orphans and defender of widows is Elohim in the abode of his holiness. Elohim settles the solitary into a family. He releases those bound in fetters. Only the rebellious dwell in the thirsty land. O Elohim, when you went forth before your nation, when you marched through the wilderness, Salah, the earth quaked, even the heavens dripped before the presence of Elohim, even Sinai before the presence of Elohim, the Elohim of Yasharal. A generous rain did you lavish, O Elohim. When your heritage was weary, you established it firmly. Your flock settled there. You prepared for the poor in your goodness, O Elohim. The Adonai made a declaration. The heralds are a mighty host. Kings of legions flee. They flee, and the dweller within apportions booty. Even if you lie among the cooking pots, you will be like the wings of a dove that is coated with silver, and her pinions with brilliant gold. When the Almighty scatters kings, in it shall those in shadowy darkness be whitened. The mountain of Elohim is a choice mountain, the mountain of majestic peace. Majestic peaks is a choice mountain. Why do you prance, O you mountains of majestic peaks? The mountain that Elohim desired for his abode, Yahweh will even dwell there forever. Elohim's entourage is twice 10,000, thousands of angels. Adonai is among them at Sinai in holiness. You ascended on high. You have taken captives. You took gifts of man and even of rebels. to dwell with Yah, Elohim. Blessed is Adonai, day by day he burdens us, the Elohim of our salvation, Salah. Elohim is for us an Elohim of salvations. And though Yahweh Elohim, the Adonai, has many avenues towards death, Elohim will cleave only the head of his foes, the hairy skull of him who saunters with his guilt. The Adonai promised, I will bring back from Bashan, I will bring back from the depths of the sea, that your foot may wade through blood, the tongue of your dogs may have its food portion from the enemies. They saw your ways, O Elohim, the ways of my Elohim, my King, in holiness. First went singers, then musicians, in the midst of timbrel playing maidens. In congregations, bless Elohim. Bless my Adonai, all who descend from Yisrael. There Benjamin the youngest rules them. The princes of Judah stone them. The princes of Zebulun, the princes of Naphtali. Your Elohim decreed your might. Display your strength, O Elohim, who has wrought this for us. Because of your sanctuary upon Jerusalem, to you the kings shall deliver tribute. Rebuke the flock of spears, the assembly of bulls among the calves of nations, until each prostrates himself with pieces of silver. He, Elohim, scatters nations who desires battles. Nobles shall come from Egypt. Cush shall hasten his hands to Elohim. O kingdoms of the earth, sing to Elohim, make music to Adonai, Salah, to the one who rides upon the loftiest of primeval heavens. Behold, he shouts with his voice, a voice of might. Acknowledge invincible might to Elohim, whose grandeur is upon Yasharal, as his might is in the skies. You are awesome, O Elohim, from your sanctuaries, Elohim of Yasharal. It is he who grants might and power to the people. Blessed is Elohim. 69. Shalom, face. Save me, O Elohim, for the waters have reached unto the soul. I am sunk in the mire of the shadowy depths, and there is no foothold. I have entered watery depths, and a rushing current sweeps me away. I am wearied by my outcry. My throat is parched. My eyes pined, waiting for my Elohim. More abundant than the hairs of my head are those who hate me without cause. Mighty are those who would cut me off, those who are unjustly my foes. What I never stole must I then restore. O Elohim, you know my folly, and my guilty acts are not hidden from you. Let those who wait for you not be ashamed through me. O Adonai Yahweh Elohim, Master of Legions. Let those who seek you not be humiliated through me. O Elohim of Yesharon, because for your sake I have borne disgrace. Humiliation covered my face. I became a stranger to my brothers and an alien to my mother's sons. For the envy of your house devoured me, and the disgraces of those who scorn you have fallen upon me. And I wept while my soul was fasting, and it was disgraceful to me. I made sackcloth my garment. I became for them a byword. Those who sit by the gate talk about me and make up drinking songs of drunkards. As for me, may my prayer to you, Yahweh, be in opportune time. O Elohim, in your abundant kindness, answer me with the truth of your salvation. Rescue me from the mire so that I will not sink. Let me be rescued from my enemies and from the deep waters. Let not the rushing current sweep me away, not nor let the shadowy depth swallow me, and do not let the pit close its mouth over me. Answer me, Yahweh, for your kindness is good. According to the abundance of your mercy, turn toward me. Hide not your face from your servant, because I am distressed. Answer me quickly. Draw near to my soul, redeem it, because of my foes, deliver me. You know my disgrace, my shame, and my humiliation. All my tormentors are before you. Disgrace has broken my heart, and I am deathly sick. I longed for sympathy, but there was none, and for consolers, but I found none. But they put gall in my meal, and for my thirst they gave me vinegar to drink. May their table become a snare before them, and a trap to their peacefulness. Let their eyes be darkened so that they cannot see, and let their loins falter continually. Pour out your fury upon them, and let the fierceness of your anger overtake them. Let their palace be desolate. In their tents let there be no dwelling. For the one whom you smote they persecuted, and they tell about the pain of your mortally wounded. Add iniquity to their iniquity, and let them not have access to your righteousness. May they be erased from the book of life, and let them not be inscribed with the righteous. But I am afflicted and in pain. Your salvation, O Elohim, shall raise me high. I shall praise the name of Elohim with song, and I shall magnify it with thanksgiving. And it shall please Yahweh more than a full-grown bull, possessed of horns and hooves. The humble have seen it and will be glad. You who seek Elohim, and your hearts will revive. For Yahweh hearkens to the destitute, and he has not despised his prisoners. Heaven and earth shall praise him, the seas and all that moves within them. For Elohim shall save Zion and build the cities of Judah, and they shall settle there and possess it. The offspring of his servants shall inherit it, and those who love his name shall dwell in it. 70. O Elohim, to rescue me, O Yahweh, to my assistance hasten. Shamed and disgraced be those who seek my soul. Repulsed and humiliated be those who desire my harm. Let them be turned back in consequence of their shaming me. Those who say, Aha, aha. Let all who seek you rejoice and be glad in you. And let those who love your salvation always say, May Elohim be magnified. As for me, I am poor and destitute. O Elohim, hasten to me. You are my assistance and my deliverance. Yahweh, do not delay. 71. In you, Yahweh, I have taken refuge. Let me not be shamed ever. In your righteousness, rescue me and deliver me. Incline your ear to me and save me. Be for me a sheltering rock to which to come always. In the past, you commanded my salvation, for my rock and my fortress are you. My Elohim, deliver me from the wicked one's hand, from the palm of the schemer and the violent one. For you are my hope, O Adonai Yahweh Elohim, my security since my youth. I relied on you from my birth. You withdrew me from the inners of my mother. Of you is my praise always. When I became an example to the multitude, you were my mighty refuge. My mouth was filled with your praise, all day long with your splendor. Do not cast me off in time of old age. When my strength fails, forsake me not. For my foes speak of me, and those who watch for my life consult together, saying, Elohim has forsaken him. Pursue and catch him, for there is no rescuer. O Elohim, be not far from me. O my Elohim, hasten to my assistance. Let the adversaries of my soul be shamed and consumed. Let those who seek my harm be enwrapped in disgrace and humiliation. As for me, I shall always hope, and I will yet add to all your praise. My mouth shall recount your righteousness, all day long your salvation, though I knew not their numbers. I shall come with the mighty deeds of Adonai Yahweh Elohim. I will mention your righteousness, yours alone. O Elohim, you have taught me from my youth, and until this moment I declare your wonders. And even until old age and hoariness, O Elohim, forsake me not, until I proclaim your strength to the generation, your might to all who will yet come. And your righteousness, O Elohim, is unto the high heavens. You who have done great things, O Elohim, who is like you? You who have shown me many and grievous troubles. Revive me again, and from the depths of the earth raise me again. Increase my greatness and turn back to comfort me. I shall also thank you on the stringed instrument for your faithfulness, my Elohim. I shall sing to you on the harp, O Holy One of Yasharal. My lips shall rejoice when I sing to you, as well as my soul that you have redeemed. My tongue too shall utter your righteousness all day long, for they are shamed, for they are humiliated, those who seek my harm. 72. For Solomon, O Elohim, give your judgments to the king and your righteousness to the king's son. May he judge your nation with righteousness and your poor with justice. May mountains bear peace to the nation and hills through righteousness. May he judge the nation's poor, save the children of the destitute, and crush the oppressor. They will fear you as long as the sun and moon endure, generation after generation. May his words descend like rain upon cut vegetation, like showers water the earth. May the righteous flourish in his days with abundant peace beyond the days of the moon. May he dominate from sea to sea and from river to the ends of the earth. May nobles kneel before him, and may foes lick the dust. May the kings of Tarshish and the isles return tribute. The kings of Sheba and Seba offer gifts. May all the kings prostrate themselves before him, all the nations serve him. For he will deliver the destitute person who cries out, and the poor one with none to help him. He will pity the impoverished and destitute, and save the souls of the destitute. From fraud and from violence he will redeem their soul, and their blood will be precious in his eyes. and he will live, and he will give him the gold of Sheba, and he will pray for him continually and bless him every day. May there be abundant grain on the earth of the mountaintops. May its fruit rustle like the cedars of Lebanon. May people blossom from the city like the grass of the earth. May his name endure forever. May his name connote mastery as long as the sun endures. And all nations will bless themselves by him. They will praise him. Blessed is Yahweh Elohim, the Elohim of Yasharol, who alone does wondrous things. Blessed is his glorious name forever. And may all the earth be filled with his glory. Aman and Aman. The prayers of Dawid, son of Jesse, are ended. 73. Song of Asaph. Truly, Elohim is good to Yasharol, to the pure heart. But as for me, my feet were almost turned astray. My steps were nearly washed aside. For I envied the roisterers when I saw the peace of the wicked, because there are no fetters to their death, and their vitality is sound. They are excluded from the toil of frail humans, and they are not plagued as are other men. Therefore arrogance is their necklace. Their violence wraps their hips with fat. Their eye bulges from fat. They have exceeded the fantasies of their heart. They consume and speak evilly about oppression. From on high do they speak. They set their mouth against heaven, and their tongue struts on earth. Therefore his people return here, and the bitter waters of the full cup are sucked out by them. And they say, how can Elohim know? Is there knowledge in the Most High? Behold, these are the wicked, but they are always tranquil. They have attained great wealth. Surely in vain have I purified my heart and washed my hands in cleanliness. For I was plagued all day long, and I was chastised every morning. Were I to say, I will tell how it is. Behold, I will cause the generation of your children to rebel. And when I reflected to understand this, it was iniquity in my eyes. Until I came to the sanctuaries of Elohim, I contemplated therein. Only on slippery places do you set them. You cast them down into destruction. How have they become desolate in an instant? They came to an end. They were consumed through bewildering terrors. Like a dream upon wakening, so Adonai, in the city you will render their appearance despicable. When my heart was in ferment, though my mind was sharpened, and I was senseless and unknowing, like the mindless beast was I with you. Still, I was always with you. You grasped my right hand. May you guide me in your counsel, and afterwards you will take my soul unto you. Whom else do I have in heaven? And when I am with you, I do not desire anything on earth. My flesh and my heart yearn. Elohim is the rock of my heart and my portion forever. For behold, those removed from you shall perish. You cut down all who stray from you. But as for me, Elohim's nearness is my good. I have placed my trust in Adonai, Yahweh Elohim, to recount all your works. Whom have I in heaven but you? So I guess that cuts JC out the picture, right? Chapter 74. Shalom, everybody. A Maskil by Asaph. Why, O Elohim, have you abandoned us for an eternity? Why does your wrath smolder against the sheep of your pasture? Remember your congregation which you acquired long ago. You redeemed the tribe of your heritage, the mountain of Zion, the one where you rested your presence. Lift your footsteps to wreak eternal ruin, to avenge everything that the enemy has harmed in the sanctuary. Your enemies have roared amidst your meeting place. They made their signs for signs. It had been regarded as bringing a gift to the one above, the axes in the thickest of trees, and now all its ornaments together. They beat down with hammer and chisels. They have sent your sanctuary up in flames. To the ground they have desecrated the abode of your name. In their heart they said, their rulers altogether. They have burned all of Elohim's meeting places on earth. Our signs we have not seen. There is no longer a prophet, and there is none among us who knows for how long. Until when, O Elohim, will the tormentor revile? Will the foe blaspheme your name forever? Why do you withdraw your hand, even your right hand? Remove it from within your bosom. For Elohim is my king from days of old, working salvations in the midst of the earth. You shattered the sea with your might. You smashed the heads of sea serpents upon the water. You crushed the head of Leviathan. You will serve him food as food to the people destined for the desolate wilderness. You split open fountain and stream. You dried the mighty rivers. Yours is the day. Yours is the might, the night. You prepared the luminary and the sun. You established all the boundaries of earth. Summer and winter, you fashioned them. Remember this, the foe reviled Yahweh, and the degenerate people blasphemed your name. Do not deliver the soul of your turtle dove to the wild beasts. Do not forget the life of your poor forever. Look upon the covenant, for the earth's dark places of Yasharal's exile are filled with habitations of violence. Let not the oppressed turn back in shame. Let the poor and destitute praise your name. Arise, O Elohim, champion your cause. Remember your disgrace from the degenerate all day long. Forget not the voice of your enemies, the tumult of your opponents which always rises. 75. A plea to be spared from destruction, Psalm Asaph. We have acknowledged you, O Elohim. We have acknowledged, and your name is near. Your wonders have declared this. When I shall seize the appointed time, I shall judge with fairness. The earth and all its inhabitants are melted. I have firmly established its pillars, Salah. I said to the roisterers, be not profligate, and to the wicked, raise not your pride. Raise not your pride heavenward, nor speak insolence with a haughty neck. For neither from sunrise nor sunset, nor from the wilderness comes greatness. For Elohim is the judge. He lowers this one and raises that one. For there was a cup of punishment in Yahweh's hand, with strong wine of full mixture, which overflows from it, until all the wicked of the earth will drain and drink only its dregs. But as for me, I shall recount it forever. I shall sing to the Elohim of Jacob, and I shall cut down all the pride of the wicked. The pride of the righteous shall be exalted. 76. Elohim is recognized in Judah. In Yasharal his name is great. Then his tabernacle was in Jerusalem, and his dwelling in Zion. There he broke the flying bows, shield, sword, and battle. Salah. Illuminated are you, more powerful than the towering predators. Bereft of reason were the stout-hearted. They slept their sleep, and all the warriors could not find their strength. At your rebuke, O Elohim of Jacob, chariot and horse were stunned. You awesome are you, and who can stand before you when you are wrathful? From heaven you made judgment heard. The earth feared and subsided when Elohim rose to pass judgment to save all the earth's humble. Salah. For the rage of man will acknowledge you. You will restrain the remnant of anger. Make vows and fulfill them to Yahweh, your Elohim. All who surround him will present gifts to the awesome one. He will cut down the arrogance of the nobles. He is awesome to the kings of the earth. 77. My voice is to Elohim when I cry out. My voice is to Elohim, that he give ear to me. On the day of my distress, I sought Adonai. My wound oozes through the night and does not cease. My soul refuses to be comforted. I remember Elohim and I moan. I speak and my spirit swoons. Salah. You held fast my eyelids. I was agitated and could not speak. Then I pondered olden days, ancient years. I recalled my temple music in the night. In my heart I meditate, and my spirit searches. Is it for eternity that Adonai rejects me, nevermore to be appeased? Is his kindness ended forever? Has he sealed a decree for all generations? Has Elohim forgotten graciousness? Has he shut off his mercy and anger? Salah. And I said, it is to make me infirm, this change of the Most High One's right hand. I recall the works of Elohim when I remember your ancient wonders. I shall meditate upon all your deeds and speak about your works, O Elohim. Your way is in sanctity. What power is as great as Elohim? You are the Elohim who works wonders. You manifested your might among the nations. With your powerful arm, you redeemed your nation, the sons of Jacob and Joseph. Salah. The waters saw you, O Elohim. The waters saw you and were terrified. Even the depths trembled. Clouds streamed water. Heavens sounded forth. Even your arrows of lightning went forth. The rumble of your thunder was in the rolling wind. Lightning bolts lit the world. The earth trembled and roared. In the sea was your way, and your path went through the mighty waters, and your footsteps were not known. You led your nation like a flock by the hand of Moshe and Aaron. 78. Listen, my people, to my teaching. Incline your ears to the words of my mouth. I will open my mouth with a parable. I will utter and explain riddles from antiquity. That which we have heard and know, and our fathers told us, we shall not withhold from their sons, recounting unto the final generation the praises of Yahweh, his might and his wonders that he has wrought. He established a testimony in Jacob, and set down a Torah in Yasharah, which he commanded our fathers, to make them known to their sons, so that the final generation may know. Children yet to be born will arise and tell their own children, so that they may place their trust in Elohim, and not forget the works of Elohim, and they will safeguard his commandments, that they not become like their fathers, a wayward and rebellious generation, a generation that did not dedicate its heart aright, and whose spirit was not steadfast with Elohim. The sons of Ephraim, though, though armed archers, retreated on the day of battle, because they did not guard the covenant of Elohim, and they refused to follow his Torah. They forgot his works and his wonders that he had shown them. In the presence of their fathers he did marvels, in the land of Egypt, in the field of Zoan. He split the sea and brought them across, and he stood the water like a wall. He led them with a cloud by day, and all night long with a fiery light. He split rocks in the wilderness, and provided drink like the abundant depths. He brought forth flowing waters from the rock, and caused waters to descend like rivers. But they continued to further to sin against him, to rebel against the Most High in the thirsty desert. And they tested Elohim in their hearts by requesting food for their craving. And they spoke against Elohim. They said, can Elohim prepare a table in the wilderness? True, he struck a rock and water flowed and streams flooded forth. But can he give bread also? Can he supply meat for his people? Therefore Yahweh heard and was enraged, and a fire was kindled against Jacob, and also anger flared against Yasharal, for they did not have faith in Elohim, and trusted not in his salvation, even though he had already commanded the skies above and opened the doors of heaven, and rained upon them manna to eat, and gave them heavenly grain. Humans ate the bread of angels. He sent them food for satisfaction. He made the east wind blow in the heavens, and he steered the south wind with his strength. And he rained upon them meat like dust, and winged birds like the sand of seas. And, and he dropped it amid his camp, around his dwellings. Then they ate and were very sated, for he brought them their craving. They had not yet been estranged from their craving. Their food was still in their mouth when the anger of Elohim flared against them and slew their fattest, and he bent over the chosen of Yasharal. Nevertheless, they sinned further and did not believe in his wonders. So he ended their days in vanity, and their years in bewildering terror. When he slew them, they would seek him. They would repent and pray to Elohim. They would remember that Elohim was their rock, and the Most High Elohim their Redeemer. But they sought to beguile him with their mouth, and they deceived him with their tongues. Their heart was not constant with him, and they were not steadfast in his covenant. Nevertheless, the merciful one is forgiven of iniquity and does not destroy. Frequently he withdraws his anger, not arousing his entire wrath, for he remembered that they were but flesh, a fleeting breath, not returning. How often did they defy him in the wilderness? Did they grieve him in the wasteland? Again and again they tested Elohim, and they set limits to the Holy One of Yasharal. They did not remember his hand, the day he redeemed them from the oppressor, how he set his signs in Egypt, and his wonders in the field of Zoan, and changed their rivers into blood and made their flowing waters undrinkable. He sent against them a mixture of beasts that devoured them, and frogs that brought them ruin. He gave them the grasshopper their produce, and their wearying labor to the locust. He killed their grapevines with hail, and their fig trees with biting frost. He delivered the cattle to the hail, and their flocks to fiery bolts. He sent upon them his fierce anger, fury and wrath and trouble, a band of emissaries of evil. He leveled a path for his anger. He did not spare their soul from death, and he delivered their lives to pestilence. He smote every firstborn in Egypt, the first fruit of their strength in the tents of Ham. Then he caused his nation to journey like sheep, and guided them like a flock in the wilderness. He led them with security so they had no fear, for the sea had covered their foes, and he brought them to his sacred boundary, this mountain that his right hand had acquired. Then he drove away nations from before them and apportioned them a measured inheritance, and settled the tribes of Yasharal in their tents. Yet they tested and rebelled against the supreme Elohim, and did not observe his testimonies. They drew back and betrayed like their fathers. They shifted like a treacherous bow. They angered him with their high altars, and they aroused his jealousy with their idols. Elohim heard, and his anger overflowed, and he greatly rejected Yasharal. He abandoned the tabernacle of Shiloh, the tent where he dwelt among men. He placed his strength into captivity, and his splendor into the oppressor's hand. And he delivered his people to the sword, and his anger overflowed against his inheritance. Fire consumed his young men, and his maidens had no marriage celebration. His priests fell by the sword, and his widows did not weep. Then Adonai awoke like one who had been sleeping, like a warrior rousing himself from wine. He struck his enemies into retreat. He gave them eternal disgrace. He rejected the tent of Joseph and did not choose the tribe of Ephraim. He chose the tribe of Judah, Mount Zion, which he loves. And he built his temple like the high heavens. Like the earth, he established it forever. And he chose David, his servant, and took him from the sheep corrals. From behind the nursing ewes he brought him, and to tend to Jacob, his nation, and to Yasharal, his inheritance. And he tended them according to the integrity of his heart, and by the skill of his hands he led them. 79. O Elohim, the nations have entered into your inheritance. They have defiled the sanctuary of your holiness. They have turned Jerusalem into heaps of rubble. They have given the corpse of your servants as food for the birds of the sky, the flesh of your devout ones to the beasts of the earth. They have shed their blood like water round about Jerusalem, and there is none who buries. We became an object of disgrace to our neighbors, of mockery and scorn to those around us. Until when, Yahweh, will you be ceaselessly angry? Will your jealousy burn like fire? Pour your wrath upon the nations that do not recognize you, and upon the kingdoms that do not invoke your name, for they have devoured Jacob and destroyed his habitation. Recall not against the sins of the ancients. May your mercies meet us swiftly, for we have become exceedingly impoverished. Assist us, O Elohim of our salvation. For the sake of your name's glory, rescue us and atone for our sins for your name's sake. Why should the nations say, where is their Elohim? Let there be known among the nations before our eyes, revenge of your servants spill blood. Let the groan of the prisoner come before you, as befits the greatness of your might. Spare those condemned to die, and repay our neighbors sevenfold into their bosom, their disgrace with which they have disgraced you, O Adonai. As for us, your nation and the sheep of your pasture, we shall thank you forever. For generation after generation, we shall relate your praise. 80. Testimony Song Asaph. Give ear, O shepherd of Yasharal, you who leads Joseph like a flock. Appear, O you who is enthroned upon the cherubim. Before Ephraim and Benjamin and Manasseh, arouse your might. It is for you to save us. O Elohim, return us and illuminate your face so that we may be saved. Yahweh, Elohim, master of legions, how long will you fume at the prayers of your people? You fed them the bread of tears. You made them drink tears in great measure. You made us an object of strife to our neighbors, and our enemies mock themselves. O Elohim, master of legions, return us and illuminate your face that we may be saved. You caused the grapevine to journey out of Egypt. You expelled nations and implanted it. You cleared a space before it. It struck its roots and filled the land. Mountains were covered with its shadow, and its branches became mighty cedars. It stretched its boughs unto the sea, and its tender shoots unto the river. Why have you breached its fences, so that all who pass by the way pluck its fruit? The boar of the forest ravages it, and the crawler of the field feeds on it. O Elohim, master of legions, please return, look down from heaven and see, and be mindful of this vine, and the foundation that your right hand has planted, and the son whom you strengthened for yourself. He is now consumed by fire, raised. They perish before your angry shout. Let your strong hand protect the man acquired by your right hand, the son of man whom you strengthened for yourself. Then we shall not draw back from you. Revive us, and we shall proclaim your name. Yahweh Elohim Master Allegiance. Return us. Illuminate your face, that we may be saved. 81. Sing joyously to the Elohim of our strength. Call out to the Elohim of Jacob. Raise up a song and sound the drum, the sweet harp with the lyre. Blow the shofar at the moon's renewal, at the time appointed for our festive day. Because it is a decree for Yasharal, a judgment day for the Elohim of Jacob. He appointed it as a testimony for Joseph when he went out over the land of Egypt. When I heard a language unknown to me, says Elohim, I removed his shoulder from the burden, his hands passed from the kettle. In distress you called out, and I released you. I answered you when you called privately with the thunderous reply. I tested you at the waters of strife. Salah. Listen, my people, and I will attest to you, O Yasharal, if you will but listen to me. There shall be no strange God within you, nor shall you bow before an alien God. I am Yahweh, your Elohim, who raised you from the land of Egypt. Open wide your mouth, and I will fill it. But my people did not heed my voice. Yasharal did not desire me. So I let them follow their heart's fantasies, that they might follow their own counsels. If only my people would heed me, if Yasharal would walk in my ways, in an instant I would subdue their foes, and against their tormentors I would turn my hand. Those who hate Yahweh would lie to him, but their time would be forever. And he will feed him with the cream of the wheat, and from a rock I will sate you with honey. 82. Elohim stands in the divine assembly. In the midst of judges he shall judge. Until when will you judge lawlessly and favor the presence of the wicked? Salah. Dispense justice for the needy and the orphan. Vindicate the poor and impoverished. Rescue the needy and destitute, and deliver them from the hand of the wicked. They do not know, nor do they understand. They walk in darkness. All the foundations of the earth collapse. I said, you are angelic. Sons of the Most High are you all. But like men you shall die, and like one of the princes you shall fall. Arise, O Elohim, judge the earth, for you shall seek your inheritance among all the nations. Psalm 83. O Elohim, do not hold yourself silent. Be not deaf and be not still, O Elohim. For behold, your foes are in uproar, and those who hate you have raised their head. Against your people they plot deviously. They take counsel against those sheltered by you. They said, come, let us cut them off from nationhood, so Yasharal's name will not be remembered any longer. For they take counsel together unanimously. They strike a covenant against you, the tents of Edom and Ishmaelites, Moab and Hagrites, Gabal and Ammon, and Amalek, Philistia, with the inhabitants of Tyre. Even Assyria joined with them. They became the strong arm of Lot's sons, Salah. Do to them as to Midian, as to Sisera, and as to Jabin at Kashan Brook, who were destroyed at El Aindor. They became dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Oreb and Zeb, and all their princes like Zabah and Zalmunna, who said, we will conquer for ourselves the pleasant habitations of Elohim. O my Elohim, make them like the whirling chaff, like stubble before the wind, like a fire burning in the forest, and like a flame that sets mountains ablaze. So pursue them with your tempest, and terrify them with your storm. Fill their faces with shame. Then they will seek your name, Yahweh. Let them be shamed and terrified forever. Then they will be disgraced and they will perish. Then they will know that you, whose name is Yahweh, are alone, most high over all the earth. 84. By sons of Korah. How beloved are your dwelling places, Yahweh, Master allegiance. My soul yearns, indeed it pines. For the courtyards of Yahweh, my heart and my flesh pray fervently to the living Elohim. Even the bird finds its home, and the free bird her nest where she laid her young. Oh, to be at your altars, Yahweh, Master allegiance, my King and my Elohim. Praiseworthy are those who dwell in your house. Continually they will praise you, Salah. Praiseworthy is a man whose strength is in you, those whose hearts focus on upward paths, those who pass through the valley of thorns. They transform it into a wellspring. Also the rain will cloak it with blessings. They advance from strength to strength. Each one will appear before Elohim in Zion. Yahweh Elohim, Master of Legions, hear my prayer. Listen, O Elohim of Jacob. Salah. Look upon our shield, O Elohim, and gaze at your anointed one's face. For one day in your courtyards is better than 1,000 elsewhere. I prefer to stand exposed at the threshold of my Elohim's house than to dwell securely in the tents of wickedness. For a sun and a shield is Yahweh, Elohim. Favor and glory does Yahweh bestow. He withholds no goodness from those who walk in perfect innocence. Yahweh, Master of Legions, praiseworthy is a man who trusts in you. 85. For the conductor, by the sons of Korah. Yahweh, you have favored your land. You have returned the captivity of Jacob. You have forgiven the iniquity of your people. You have covered up their entire sin. Salah. You have withheld your entire fury. You have retreated from the fierceness of your anger. Return us, O Elohim of our salvation, and annul your anger with us. Will you forever be angry with us, allowing your wrath to endure for generation to generation? Will you not revive us again, that your people may rejoice in you? Show us your kindness, Yahweh, and grant us your salvation. I can hear what the Almighty Yahweh will speak, for he speaks peace to his people and to his devout ones, and they will not revert to folly. Surely his salvation is close to those who fear him, that his glory may again dwell in our land. Kindness and truth have met, righteousness and peace have kissed. Truth will sprout from earth, and righteousness will peer from heaven. Yahweh too will provide what is good, and our land will yield its produce. The man of righteousness will walk before him and set his footsteps on the way. 86. Prayer of David. Yahweh, incline your ear. Answer me, for I am poor and destitute. Guard my soul, for I am devout. Save your servant who trusts you. O you, my Elohim, show me favor, O Adonai. For to you do I call all the day. Gladden the soul of your servant. For to you, O Adonai, I lift up my soul. For you, Adonai, are good and forgiving and abundantly kind to all who call upon you. Give ear, Yahweh, to my prayer, and heed the sound of my supplications. On the day of my distress I call upon you, and you will answer me. There is none like you among the powers, O Adonai, and there is nothing like your works. All the nations that you have made will come and bow down before you, O Adonai, and they will give glory to your name. For you are great and work wonders. You alone are Elohim. Teach me, O Yahweh, your way, that I may travel in your truth. Write my heart to fear your name. I will thank you, O Adonai, my Elohim, with all my heart, and I will give honor to your name forever. For your kindness toward me is great, and you have rescued my soul from the nethermost depth. O Elohim, transgressors have risen up against me. A company of ruthless men have sought my soul, and they have not set you before themselves. But you, O Adonai, are the merciful and compassionate Elohim, slow to anger, abundant in kindness and truth. Turn to me and show me favor. Give your strength to your servant and save the son of your handmaid. Display for me a sign for good, so that my enemies may see it and be ashamed. For you, Yahweh, will have helped and consoled me. 87. Yahweh loves the gates of Zion more than all the dwellings of Jacob. The most glorious things are spoken of you, O city of Elohim, Salah. I mentioned Rahab and Babylon to those who know me. Behold, there are Philistia and Tyre with Cush. This one was born there. But of Zion it can be said, man after man was born in her. And he, the Most High, maintains her thus. Yahweh will count when he records nations. This one was born there, Salah. But singers as well as flute players, all my well springs are in you, O Zion. 88. My skill by Haman, the Ezrahite. Yahweh, Elohim of my salvation, I cried out by day and by night before you. Let my prayer come before you. Incline your ear to my supplication. For my soul is sated with troubles, and my life has reached the grave. I was reckoned with those who descend to the pit. I was like a man without strength, among the dead who are free, like the corpses lying in the grave, whom you remember no more. for they were cut off by your hand. You placed me in the lowest of pits, into utter darkness, into shadowy depths. Upon me your wrath weighed down, and you have afflicted me with all your crashing waves. Salah, you have estranged my acquaintances from me. You made me abominable to them. I am imprisoned and cannot leave. My eye is grieved by affliction. I have called upon you, O Yahweh, every day. I have stretched out my hands to you. Will you work wonders for the dead? Will the lifeless arise and offer you thanks? Salah. Will your kindness be recounted in the grave, or your faithfulness in utter ruin? Will your wonders become known in the dark, or your righteousness in the land of oblivion? As for me, to you, Yahweh, have I cried, and in the morning my prayer will greet you. Why, Yahweh, should you abandon my soul? Should you conceal your face from me? Afflicted am I and close to death since youth. I have borne your frightening judgment, and I feel in constant dread. Your rages have gone over me. Your terrors have flayed me. They surround me like water all day long. They encircle me in unison. You have estranged friend and companion from me. My acquaintances have hidden in darkness. 89. My skill by Ethan the Ezrahite. Of Yahweh's kindness I will sing forever. I will make your faithfulness known to every generation with my mouth. For I said, forever will your kindness be built, the heavens. You establish your faithfulness in them. I made a covenant with my chosen one. I have sworn to David, my servant. For all eternity I will establish your seed, and I will build your throne for generation after generation. Salah, then the heavens will acknowledge your wonders, Yahweh, your faithfulness too, in the assembly of holy ones. For who in the sky can be compared to Yahweh, be likened to Yahweh among the angels? Elohim is dreaded in the great council of holy angels, and is awesome over all who surround him. Yahweh, Elohim allegiance, who is like you, O strong one, Elohim. Your surrounding angels attest to your faithfulness. You rule the grandeur of the sea when its waves rise. You calm them. You crushed arrogant Rahab like a corpse. With the arm of your might, you scattered your foes. Yours are the heavens. Yours too is the earth. The world and its fullness, you founded them. North and south, you created them. Tabor and Hermon sing joyously in your name. Yours is the arm of power. Your hand is strengthened. Your right hand uplifted. Righteousness and justice are your throne's foundation. Kindness and truth precede your countenance. Praises to the people who know the shofar's cry. Yahweh, by the illumination of your countenance they walk. In your name they rejoice all day long, and through your righteousness they are exalted. For you are the splendor of their power, and through your favor our pride will be exalted. For to Yahweh belongs our shield, and to the Holy One of Yasharal our King. Then you spoke in a vision to your devout prophets, and said, I have placed my assistance upon the mighty one. I have exalted the one chosen from among the people. I have found Dawid my servant. With my holy oil I have anointed him. With whom my hand shall be established to assist him. My arm also shall strengthen him. The enemy shall not exact from him, nor shall the iniquitous person afflict him. And I will smash his tormentors from before him, and smite those who hate him. And my faithfulness and my kindness shall be with him, and through my name his power shall be exalted. And I will set his hand upon the sea, and his right hand upon the rivers. He will call to me, You are my Father, my Elohim, and the rock of my salvation. I too will make him a firstborn, supreme over the earth's kings. Forever shall I preserve my kindness for him, and my covenant shall remain true to him. And I shall establish his seed eternally, and his throne like the days of the heavens. If his sons should forsake my Torah, and not walk in my judgments, if they should profane my statutes, and not observe my commandments, then I will punish their transgression with the rod, and their iniquity with plagues. But I shall not utterly remove my kindness from him, and I will not be false to my faithfulness. I shall not profane my covenant, and I shall not alter the utterance of my lips. One thing have I sworn by my holiness, that I would not be deceitful to David. His seed will endure forever, and his throne shall be like the sun before me. Like the moon, it shall be established forever. A faithful witness in the sky, Salah. But you have abandoned and rejected. You have been angry with your anointed one. You have destroyed the covenant of your servant. You have profaned his crown to the ground. You have breached all his fences. You have made his strongholds into debris. All wayfarers have plundered him. He has become a disgrace to his neighbors. You have exalted the right hand of his tormentors. You have gladdened all his foes. You even turned back the edge of his sword, and you did not uphold him in battle. You brought an end to his splendor and toppled his throne to the ground. You shortened the day of his youth. You shrouded him in shame, Salah. Until when, Yahweh, will you constantly hide yourself? Will your wrath burn like fire? I am mindful of how short is my lifetime. For what worthlessness you have created all the sons of man. What man lives and will never see death, and will rescue his soul from the grasp of the grave? Salah. Where are your former acts of kindness, O Adonai? Those you pledged to Daweed in your faithfulness. Remember, Adonai, the taunt of your servant, born in my bosom from the entire multitude of nations, that your enemies have taunted, O Yahweh, that they have taunted the footsteps of your Messiah. Blessed is Yahweh forever. Aman and Aman. 90. Prayer by Moshe, the man of Elohim. O Adonai, you have been an abode for us in all generations. Before the mountains were born, and you had not yet fashioned the earth and the inhabited land, and from the remotest past to the most distant future, you are Elohim. You reduce man to pulp, and you say, repent, O sons of man. For even 1,000 years in your eyes are but a bygone yesterday, and like a watch in the night. You flood them away, they become sleep-like. By morning they are like grass that withers. In the morning it blossoms, and it is rejuvenated. By evening it is cut down and brittle. For we are consumed by your anger, and we are confounded by your wrath. You have set our iniquities before yourself, our immaturity before the light of your countenance. For all our days pass by because of your fury. We consumed our years like a fleeting thought. The days of our years among them are 70 years, and if with might 80 years. Their proudest success is but toil and pain, for it is cut off swiftly, and we fly away. Who knows the power of your anger? As you are feared, so is your fury. Teach us to count our days, then we shall acquire a heart of wisdom. Return, Yahweh, until when? Relent concerning your servants. Satisfy us in the morning with your kindness, then we shall sing out and rejoice throughout our days. Gladden us according to the days you afflicted us, the years when we saw evil. May your works be visible to your servants and your majesty upon their children. May the pleasantness of the Adonai, our Elohim, be upon us, our handiwork. Establish for us, our handiwork. Establish it. Psalm 91. Whoever sits in the refuge of the Most High, he shall dwell in the protective shade of the Almighty. I will say of Yahweh, he is my refuge and my fortress. My Elohim, I will trust in him, for he will deliver you from the ensnaring trap, from devastating pestilence. With his pinion he will cover you, and beneath his wings you will be protected. His truth is shield and armor. You shall not fear the terror of night, nor of the arrow that flies by day, nor the pestilence that walks in gloom, nor the destroyer who lays waste at noon. 1,000 may fall victim at your side, and a myriad at your right hand, but to you it shall not approach. You will merely peer with your eyes, and you will see the retribution of the wicked, because you said, you, Yahweh, are my refuge. You have made the Most High your abode. No evil will befall you, nor will any plague come near your tent. He will charge his angels for you to protect you in all your ways. On their palms they will carry you, lest you strike your foot against a stone. Upon the lion and the viper you will tread. You will trample the young lion and the serpent. For he has yearned for me, and I will deliver him. I will elevate him because he knows my name. He will call upon me, and I will answer him. I am with him in distress. I will release him, and I will bring him honor. With long life will I satisfy him, and I will show him my salvation. Oh, praise. 92. A song for the Shabbat day. It is good to thank Yahweh and to sing praise to your name, O exalted one, to relate your kindness in the dawn and your faith in the nights, upon a 10-string instrument and upon a lyre, with singing accompanied by harp. For you have gladdened me, Yahweh, with your deeds, At the works of your hand I sing glad song. How great are your deeds, Yahweh, exceedingly profound are your thoughts. A boor cannot know, nor can a fool understand this. When the wicked bloom like grass and all the doers of iniquity blossom, it is to destroy them to eternity. But you remain exalted forever, Yahweh. For behold your enemies, O Yahweh. For behold your enemies shall perish. Dispersed shall be all the doers of iniquity. You raised my pride as Raim's. I was saturated with ever fresh oil. My eyes have seen my vigilant foes. When those who would harm me rise against me, my ears have heard. A righteous man will flourish like a date palm, like a cedar in the Lebanon he will grow tall. Planted in the house of Yahweh, in the courtyards of our Elohim they will flourish. They will still be fruitful in old age, vigorous and fresh they will be, to declare that Yahweh is just, my rock, in whom there is no wrong. 93. Yahweh has reigned. He has dawned grandeur. Yahweh has dawned strength and girded himself. Even the world of men is firm, it shall not falter. Your throne is established from of old, eternal are you. Like rivers they raised, O Yahweh. Like rivers they raised their voice. Like rivers they shall raise their destructiveness. More than the roars of many waters, mightier than the waves of the sea. You are mighty on high, Yahweh. Your testimonies about your house, the sacred dwelling, are exceedingly trustworthy, O Yahweh. May it be for lengthy days. 94. O Elohim of vengeance, Yahweh, O Elohim of vengeance, appear. Arise, O judge of the earth. Render recompense to the haughty. Until when will the wicked, O Yahweh? Until when will the wicked exult? They speak freely. They utter malicious falsehood. They glorify themselves, all doers of iniquity. Your nation, Yahweh, they crush, and they afflict your heritage. The widow and the stranger they slay, and the orphans they murder. And they say, Elohim will not see, nor will the Elohim of Jacob understand. Understand, you boys among the people, and you fools. When will you gain wisdom? He who implants the ear, will he not hear? Will he who fashions the eye not see? He who chastises nations, will he not rebuke? It is he who teaches man knowledge. Yahweh knows the thoughts of man. They are futile. Praiseworthy is the man who Elohim disciplines, and whom you teach from your Torah, to give him rest from the days of evil, while a pit is dug for the wicked. For Yahweh will not cast off his people, nor will he forsake his heritage. For justice shall revert to the righteousness, and following it will be all of upright heart. Who will rise up for me against evildoers? Who will stand up for me against doers of iniquity? Had Yahweh not been a help to me, my soul would soon have dwelt in silence. If I said, my foot falters, your kindness, Yahweh, supported me. When my forebodings were abundant within me, your comforts chill my soul. Can the throne of destruction be associated with you? Those who fashion evil into a statute, they join together against the soul of the righteous, and the blood of the innocent they condemn. Then Yahweh became a stronghold for me, and my Elohim, the rock of my refuge. He turned upon them their own violence, and with their own evil he will cut them off. Yahweh or Elohim will cut them off. Salah. 95. Come, let us sing to Yahweh. Let us call out to the rock of our salvation. Let us greet him with thanksgiving, with praiseful songs. Let us call out to him. For a great Elohim is Yahweh, and a great Malak above all heavenly powers. Malek. For in his power are the hidden mysteries of the earth, and the mountain summits are his. For his is the sea, and he perfected it, and the dry land his hands fashioned it. Come, let us prostrate ourselves and bow. Let us kneel before Yahweh our Maker. For he is our Elohim, and we can be the flock he pastures, and the sheep in his charge, even today, if we but heed his call. Do not harden your heart as at Meribah, as on the day of Massa in the wilderness. When your ancestors tried me, they tested me, though they had seen my deed. For 40 years I was angry with the generation. Then I said, an errant-hearted people are they, and they know not my ways. Therefore I have sworn in my anger that they shall not enter my land of contentment. 96. Sing to Yahweh a new song. Sing to Yahweh, everyone on earth. Sing to Yahweh, bless his name. Announce his salvation daily. Relate his glory among the nations, among all peoples, his wonders. that Yahweh is great and exceedingly taught. Awesome is he above all heavenly powers. For all the gods of the people are nothing, but Yahweh made heaven. Glory and majesty are before him, might and splendor in his sanctuary. Render unto Yahweh, O families of the peoples. Render unto Yahweh honor and might. Render unto Yahweh honor worthy of his name. Take an offering and come to his courtyards. Prostrate yourselves before Yahweh in his intensely holy place. Tremble before him, everyone on earth. Declare among the nations, Yahweh has reigned. Indeed, the world is fixed, so that it cannot falter. He will judge the peoples with fairness. The heavens will be glad and the earth will rejoice. The sea and its fullness will roar. The field and everything in it will exult. Then all the trees of the forest will sing with joy before Yahweh, for he will have arrived. He will have arrived to judge the earth. He will judge the world with righteousness and peoples with his truth. 97. Yahweh has reigned. Let the world rejoice. Let the numerous islands be glad. Cloud and thick clouds surround him. Righteousness and justice are his throne's foundation. Fire goes before him and consumes his enemies all around. His lightning bolts lit up the world. The inhabitants of the earth saw and trembled. Mountains melted like wax before Yahweh, before Adonai of all the earth. The heavens declare his righteousness, and all the people saw his glory. Humiliated will be all who worship idols, who pride themselves in worthless gods. Bow to him, all you powers. Zion heard and was glad. All the daughters of Judah exulted because of your judgments, Yahweh. For you, Yahweh, are the supreme above all the earth, above all the earth, exceedingly exalted above all powers. O lovers of Yahweh, despise evil. He guards the lives of his devout ones. From the hand of the wicked he rescues them. Light is sown for the righteous, and for the upright of heart gladness. Be glad, O righteous, in Yahweh, and give grateful praise at the mention of his holy name. A song. Sing to Yahweh a new song, for he has done wonders. His own right hand and holy arm have helped him. Yahweh has made known his salvation in the sight of the nations. He revealed his righteousness. He recalled his kindness and his faithfulness to the house of Yasharal. All the ends of earth have seen the salvation of our Elohim. Call out to Yahweh, all the earth. Open your mouths, enjoy your songs, and play music. Play music to Yahweh on the harp, with harp and sound of chanted praise. With trumpets and shofar sound, call out before the King, Yahweh. The sea and its fullness will roar, the inhabited land and all those who dwell therein. Rivers will clap hands, mountains will exult together before Yahweh, for he will have arrived to judge the earth. He will judge the world with righteousness and peoples with fairness. 99. Yahweh has reigned. Let peoples tremble before him, who is enthroned on cherubim. Let the earth quake before Yahweh, who is great in Zion and who is exalted above all peoples. Let them gratefully praise your great and awesome name. It is holy. Mighty is the Malek, who loves justice. You founded fairness. The justice and righteousness of Jacob you have made. Exalt Yahweh our Elohim, and bow at his footstool. He is holy. Moses and Aaron were among his priests, and Samuel among those who invoke his name. They called upon Yahweh, and he answered them. In a pillar of cloud he spoke to them. They obeyed his testimonies and whatever decree he gave them. Yahweh our Elohim, you answered them. A forgiving Elohim were you because of them, yet an avenger for their iniquities. Exalt Yahweh our Elohim, and bow at his holy mountain. For holy is Yahweh our Elohim. 100. Psalm of Thanksgiving. Call out to Yahweh all the earth. Serve Yahweh with gladness. Come before him with joyous song. Know that Yahweh, he is Elohim. He made us and we are his people and the sheep of his pasture. Enter his gates with thanksgiving, his courts with praise. Give thanks to him. Bless his name. For Yahweh is good. His kindness endures forever. And from generation to generation is his faithfulness. All praise to the Most High. But time and time again, we see, man, call upon his name. Call upon his name. all the time, every day, seek his face. Every morning, every night, supplicate. Seek him in every decision you have. Before every move you make, seek his counsel. Ask to be revealed something. Don't just move on your own power. It's a constant theme. He's the righteous. He's gonna answer the righteous. The righteous ones are gonna be exalted. Basically, what it says. And not ashamed. So as long as you're on point, you're on your P's and Q's. You're not entertaining evil, wicked thoughts, wicked actions, and trusting him, like truly trusting him. I don't think you can please him if you don't truly trust him. And truly trusting him, you have no fear, like we was talking about yesterday. If he's dwelling in your temple, if you're full of his presence, you have no room for fear. You have no room for nothing but him. And if he dwells in you, he don't fear, so why would you fear? And if you call him, if his presence is really with you like that, you should know deep down in your heart, if death is staring you in the face, he's gonna answer you. He's gonna save you. And I can attest to that, man. I wouldn't be here if I ain't calling his name. I should I I shouldn't be here. He will reverse curses that are meant for you onto the person that's cursed, that's trying to curse you. You know what I'm saying? He's him, basically, yo. You don't need no bodyguard, you don't need no sword, you don't need no gun. Man, Samson took down how many with a damn donkey jawbone? Because he called on Yahweh and he followed his decrees. So I don't see why, why we can't have that same favor. But it's all in your walk. It's all in how obedient. Obedience is better than sacrifice. The sacrifices we give is making our body, our lives, that sacrifice. Dying to ourselves, dying to our own will, putting his will first, or doing a Nazarite vow. That's even going even deeper to it. You're putting aside certain pleasures that majority of people don't have the discipline to put aside. Certain things you'd be like, you're willing to give up certain things for him. He's only gonna fuck with you that much more. When you stay on point. So we should have that faith of David. We should have that knowing, that comfort, knowing that no matter where I go, long as I'm following him, trusting him, not going off, I ain't got shit to worry about. Could have 100 motherfuckers around me, and I'm a and I'ma slay them all if I had to. If they coming at me, 'cause I'm gonna call them out on the Most High. But like, be with me, man. Be my strength, and they all gonna drop. And I have no doubt about that. But that's how we all gotta be, man. But it's all in your walk, like I said. Don't We all know deep in our hearts that we're following him to a fullest capacity. And if we are, we know we ain't got shit to worry about. Anybody can say whatever. Anybody can try to do whatever, but they're gonna fall. But he say even the feeble in that day will be like David. David was the mightiest warrior. Even the feeble will be like David. How much more will be David's seed? Or how much more I mean, shit. As long as you're humble, and your heart's right, and you're seeking Him, I don't see why, I don't see why we have any fear or any worry about what's going on in the world right now. My only worry is people in my family and people in the nation that may not have that connection with Him, or people that don't even know Him that are suffering, like people in Detroit with the Flint water, not Detroit, but Michigan. That dirty ass water they got. Now we got Ohio River being contaminated. 10% of the population is served by the Ohio River. That's much more people that's going to suffer, and it's all plot. And we all know it's a plot. They're trying to burn down all the farms, all the crops. They're destroying all. Coincidentally, a bunch of food plants getting destroyed, burned down, and shit. We know what they're trying to do, but so yeah, a lot of people's gonna suffer. They're the main ones that if I do have any fears for them, but as for me, I'm like, I know I'm gonna be straight. Like I could be in the desert, I could be in the damn desert, and I know I could be lost, no map, nothing. I'm gonna be like Most High. I'm gonna get on my knees and my hands, bow my head, throw some sand on my damn head, bro. I'll put my head in the motherfucking ground like a damn ostrich if I have to. And I'm gonna beg him, you know what I'm saying? Get me out of this shit. Find me an oasis, some water or something, a camel, bro. And I know he's gonna provide something for me to escape that shit. For a fact. With everything I've been through, with all the times he's been there for me, man, ain't no doubt in my head, bro. And that's how we all gotta be. And that's what's beautiful about the songs. That's what's beautiful about the songs. I love the damn songs, man. They hit so hard. They hit so hard, man. Shit, I was thinking about writing my own. But yeah, we gonna continue the rest. We're gonna finish up songs tomorrow. I know Face got his reading. I don't know what book you in, but after yours tomorrow, I'm gonna open one for to finish up the songs and do another 50 or 49, whatever's left, and get it done by tomorrow. I'm almost done with the whole book. We're gonna do another round of the Torah one of these days. Keep keep finding more gems, more diamonds, more gold, more silver. That's scattered in these texts. There's a lot of stuff that we just glance over. But yeah, y'all. I'm gonna end the room soon. If y'all don't got nothing to say about what we read. And yeah, if one of y'all, if Menelec wanna open a room or something, I saw your room earlier and I couldn't hop in. I wanted to though. I saw the title. I was like, man, I gotta see what they talking about. But yeah, y'all, if you want to open a room, I'll hop in. But Most High bless y'all all, protect y'all. May His presence, may His angels surround you. May He reward you according to your righteousness, and may He redeem you from any trials or anything that you're going through right now that we don't know about. May you be strengthened through all the trials and let it bring you closer, and let us all be as close to Him as possible, as one body, as one son, as one servant of the Most High. Yeah, y'all, I'm gonna shut it down. All praise to the Most High. I'm not so far at. I'm gonna close it out. I grabbed the wrong thing. I can't be doing that on Clubhouse. Hold up. Oh, hell? That shit sucked. Probably 'cause my lips dry as hell right now. Alright, y'all, shalom.